What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the benefits of backwards running and backwards sprinting and why you should add it into your routine. Personally, I added backwards sprinting in my routine about 5 weeks ago. I've been doing it twice a week, and let me tell you, the results have been incredible. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you all the benefits of backwards sprinting. Benefit number 1. It's an injury prevention tool. Backwards running has been found to be particularly beneficial for reducing the amount of overuse and severe injuries in athletes. With backwards running, the joint range of motion in the lower limbs is a lot less than in forward running. So it will reduce the overall load on the lower body joints, which may lead to fewer impact-related musculoskeletal injuries. On top of that, this is going to reduce the stress placed on the posterior chain, specifically in the glutes, hamstrings, and the calves. And not only that, but it's also going to target the opposing muscles, which are going to be the quads and the shins. So this is really going to help to reduce the chances of any repetitive strain injuries such as hamstring tears and some shin splints. There was an interesting study that I found that was done on some youth soccer players who added backwards running into their warm-up routine, and these are what the results showed. Warm-up programs including backward running have been found to be particularly beneficial for reducing the amount of overuse and severe injuries in athletes between 13 and 20 years of age. Further data showed that it's not only beneficial to those youth athletes, but to athletes and to people of all ages. Whether you're an athlete or not, I think that one of the primary goals of a strength training program should be to reduce the likelihood of injury and to ensure that you're healthy for competition or just healthy for your daily life. Benefit number 2, it can reduce knee pain. So first off, the muscle functions of backwards running and backwards sprinting greatly differ from when you're running forward and sprinting forward. So with forward running and regular sprinting, during that eccentric action where the muscle is stretched and lengthened, that is where the energy is going to be absorbed in the tendons and connective tissue, and that energy is going to be converted into what's going to propel you forward. Now with backward sprinting, the action is almost like a pendulum. The muscle and tendon length remain relatively constant when the foot contacts the ground, and the propulsion is produced primarily when the muscle contracts. And what research has showed us is that concentric dominant exercises may negate or mitigate muscle damage, soreness, fatigue, and inflammation associated with the eccentric movements. So that being said, a lot of coaches and clinicians use backwards running as an effective tool to bring players back from injury. Benefit number 3, it improves stamina and your aerobic capacity. Backwards running places greater cardiovascular and metabolic demands on the body as opposed to forward running. For example, if you can perform backwards running at the same intensity and the same volume as you do forward running, with the backwards running, you're going to expend almost 30% more energy. So if you do this consistently over time, it's going to improve your VO2 max, which is your peak oxygen consumption, which in turn is going to improve your running economy, which can translate into better running when you're going forwards. And another great benefit with this is that if you're injured under a high training load or you're just very short on time, then you can add the backwards running into your routine, and it's going to stimulate similar metabolic responses that you would get with forward running, except you're doing much less volume, much less repetitions, and it's a lot less taxing on the body. Benefit number 4, it improves athletic performance. If you play sports, the ability to efficiently run backwards will give you a tactical advantage. For example, positional awareness. Being able to run backwards while maintaining view of the ball or opposition will allow you to make more informed decisions. Especially if you're a defender, this is specifically beneficial if you play soccer, rugby, football, handball, lacrosse, baseball, the list goes on. Essentially any sport where you have to move in different directions. On top of that, backwards running has been shown to have benefits that will translate into your change of direction ability and to your ability to run forwards, both of which are very crucial when it comes to athletic performance. So those are all some of the research benefits of backwards running and backwards sprinting. Personally, what I've experienced, I used to get very sore from my max effort plyometric days and from my sprint training. I used to be very sore in my knees, my calves, pretty much all my lower limbs. I was very sore. But since I've added in some backward sprinting, that was something that didn't place any stress on my lower limbs, and I found myself recovering quicker and the soreness is going away faster. On top of that, I have noticed an improvement in my stamina, and overall I just feel more resilient. And how I've added backward sprinting into my routine is that I'm doing it as a warm-up and twice a week as a separate workout on its own or along with whatever else I was doing that day. As a warm-up, I simply just do 2 to 3 repetitions of about 15 to 20 yards at a moderate speed. As a workout, for the first 2 weeks, I was following something from the National Strength and Conditioning Association, and I'm gonna paste that table right here. And what it is it's just a 2-week period, 2 training sessions, and it gives you a rundown of the repetitions, the distance, how much volume you'll be doing. And I think this was a really nice thing to follow for the very first 2 weeks. Now that I'm 5 weeks in, I've just integrated backwards running at different training speeds with my regular training. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are some benefits of backwards running and backwards sprinting. I really hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share this with everybody else who you think can benefit from it. Stay tuned because I have tons of videos coming out in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.